Hi everyone, it's Adrienne Leah. I wanted to make a video talking about my recently trimmed Czech edition of the Shadowscapes tarot. I've had the Czech edition for a couple of years and I was thinking about trimming it for a while, but it's not the most available deck and it is one of my most cherished ones. So I was in deep thought for a while, but I did want to use it more because I have curated my deck collection over the years and I intend on using the ones that I kept. So the full card in the deck had the gold gilding. I prefer silver, so that was the main thing, and I initially covered the gold gilding with silver Sharpie, and it didn't take as smoothly as maybe if it didn't have the gilding on it. So I trimmed the borders off completely and I'm super pleased with it. As you can see with the box, the deck is larger, and that was the main thing that I was looking for the Shadowscapes tarot. It's one of those gems that you see, and just the imagery, there's so much detail that you want to delve into. So I hope this is a helpful video for some people. There is also the set of the English version of the Shadowscapes tarot. And I feel like this is good timing because it is currently dusk and tends to be a fairy time, the in-between or the twilight time or transition, because I had the intentions of filming this today and I was working on my spinning wheel because I received some 3D bobbins and I had to adjust it so that it could fit onto my flyer. But I'm sorry, it's 3 minutes in. I will talk a little bit in this video, and that translates to a moderate amount in my in videos. I will have something to say here and there. I will have them side by side, and I'm holding my phone, so I'm hoping it's not super shaky and there is going to be movement in this video. It's amazing when you take out the borders and you see things in the image or other things stand out to you more than when the borders were on there. I'm not one to dislike borders. Sometimes I feel like it really suits the deck. And And I do like the cardstock of both of these. I would say that the Czech edition, it has a slicker, more durable cardstock, but I do like both of them. When you do find the Czech edition on the market, at least for American websites or sellers, I've noticed that they're not super expensive. I would say it's a moderate price. And I work predominantly with fairy decks, so this is definitely one that I have been using more often. And I've been enjoying doing more readings. And I will do more videos on specific decks, on how they read. I'll show you how I read with them. I love how that Wheel of Fortune, it's like a bouquet at the bottom. Like the gifts of life. And it's amazing how the slightest size difference can bring out the card in tenfold. I feel like there's a lot more potential for readers to grasp the concept of what the artist was trying to portray in some instances. Again, with tarot being up to your own interpretation, and then other factors that you use to read. I'm happy I did use a pen for the writing. It did take a couple of layers, and I was gently writing on it because of the slickness of the cardstock. But it kept, and it wasn't smudging. And that's another factor with, me being a lefty too. And in general, when you're shuffling the deck and you could wait, but even so, with it's like water to oil. It's not something that that's necessarily compatible. And it's also nice to come to this point right now to integrate different things that I enjoy doing. So now it's the art of fiber and tarot. But luckily, I have a tendency of liking ones that are those treasures that you find, like when you go thrifting, not the ones that you see so much, but sometimes when a deck comes out, it really calls to me. So that's the major arcana. It's so nice. It's like head to the world connection. Worldly perspective. Perception. There's a lot of circles here. And it could be cycles too. I'm gonna start off with fire. I was really keen on making this video too, because I do like keeping my decks super shuffled. And I did put them in order, at least the Czech edition last night, and the English one too. And I reshuffled the Czech one because I was using it. For some reason, it kind of reminds me of expanding worlds, like you do with The Sims 4, at least. I played so much of The Sims 4. I lost my external hard drive in the move. Well, I knew it happened to it, and it's actually kind of a catastrophe, but I feel like I could still invest in it, but right now there's so much to do, and maybe when things are more settled down I could add more to the things that I like to do. I love decks that bring you into like a different world, and yet there's something that's humanizing about it. Humanizing in a way where there is familiarity and there is interaction between the worlds. They say that the fairy realm is next to ours. And you kind of get that perception here. And with the animals too, they're noted to be more on the types of animals that would be perceived as like connected to the Fae. And now with it being trimmed, you can really see the numerous fairies that are throughout the pictures. This deck, I'm going into water now. Has like a crisp, ethereal aspect to it. I'm sorry, my voice just cracks like a 13-year-old boy. It's light, it's airy. It has a whimsical, flowing nature to it. I do really love grays and purples. And as I said, otherworldly. And with the flow, it has an elegance to it. Just with like the brush strokes. And I do really like very specific to say, I like it looks like the quality or the pureness of like the water. If you go to like beaches and like you can see the water that's the bluest or translucent. With no like toxins. But even the water here, it looks a little more spirit-esque. Like kind of like the spirit of the fishes. Or there's a little bit like of a fog or an eeriness or something that's more ghostly about that water. It doesn't look necessarily of the human world of the water that we normally see. And what a world it would be to have land in the sky. We probably do, but the only ones that can get to those places are the ones with wings, or maybe other types. And even this, it doesn't really look like going deep into water. It looks like the depths of somewhere else, as if this is a being that has come from, again, another world. Oh my god. I don't know, when I look at this card, I'm thinking like, where is she? And there is like a soulfulness to it too. Okay, Earth. I really do love the spider for the Eight of Pentacles. To do something until it becomes second nature. Like a spider forming its web. Need the natural abilities too. It's so interesting because it kind of looks like the creature is coming from, like, out of the earth. Because it's kind of like it's been there for a long time. And the painting cane coming out of the trees. Well. Sorry. Oh my god. Sorry. Okay, air. In a way, it kind of feels like with the purple and the palette and the flowy artwork, it kind of feels like a palette cleanser for the mind. And it's an interesting take just because other fairy decks, and I love fairy decks, they do have more of a foresty type of, or if it's like a mermaid deck, like a watery type of energy. This one, I feel, really takes advantage of the, like, how they fly and like the air beings and oh, sorry, oh. Oh. And then, there you go. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was interesting, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.